What is up? It's your boy Larry Long Jr. on this Friday the 13th. Oh my goodness. Friday, November the 13th. I don't know if y'all remember, but if you rewind 8 months ago, I think that was right around when the pandemic kicked in. It was Friday, March the 13th, which is absolutely amazing to think about. But on the bigger and brighter thing, I am super excited to introduce you to my friend, my colleague, Lindsay Lackner Davey. Let's give her a round of applause. Welcome, Lindsay, to this pop-up LinkedIn Live. What is up?
Not much, Larry. Thank you so much for having me, by the way. And I was thinking too, we have a lot of L's in this LinkedIn Live. We've got Larry Long Jr. and we've got Lindsay Lackner Davey on LinkedIn Live. It's a bit of a tongue twister, quite frankly.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So to all the viewers out there, first, if you're tuned in, go ahead and let us know, where are you tuned in from on this Friday the 13th? We're about to get this thing on and popping. We're just going to have a chat. Welcome to our conversation. Make yourself comfortable and enjoy the show. So Lindsay, if you don't mind, give our listeners, give our viewers a quick background. Where do you come from? What are you all about?
Yeah, so I have my own speaking business. I speak on sales. My business is called Authentic Sales. And where that came from was I was a young sales rep at one point in time. Even though I look to be about 19 years old right now, I'm actually much older. And during that time when I was learning the ropes in sales, I was very confused. I didn't have necessarily role models that I was really looking up to. I was trying all the wrong things and copying all the wrong people and struggled. And so eventually I wanted to give back. I wanted to get to a point where I was successful in my career and I could look back and say, hey, I'm going to help those who are coming after me come up and hopefully go through that struggle a little bit quicker.
Wow, that is unbelievable. Authentic Sales. How long have you had it? And I guess what do you do exactly? I mean, I love to hear it. Authentic Sales.
Yeah. Ooh. So I mean, I've had the business for about 3 years now, and I've worked with a couple companies doing workshops. Some of them are on internal selling. So, one of the things I've found is that sometimes it's not getting that customer on board and the external sale that's really challenging, but it's getting everybody in your company aligned and behind you to be able to make an offer that nobody else can replicate. So I've focused on a couple workshops with companies teaching that. And then I also have a keynote, which I called Aspiring to Authenticity. And in that keynote, what I do is I share some unknown secrets to how you can get more sales without feeling like you've sold your soul.
Wow. That is lovely. And I want to say thank you to the viewers. I see we've got India in the house. What's going on, Ashish? What's up, Gerard? And good old Rollywood, up to no good. I hope you have your arc. We just got hit with a lot of rain. Darby in from Dallas, the DF Dub. I love it. Scott Richmond in the hot Atlanta. Oh, goodness. I don't know if you got a chance to go down to Augusta National. We got the Masters going. And that leads me to my next question. I was supposed to be there. Oh, you ready to tee it up? Tiger Woods, y'all. I love it. Talk to me a little bit about your thoughts around analogies in sales, whether it's sports analogies or other analogies. What do you think?
Oh, gosh, Larry. So there are just so many analogies. There's so many metaphors we use when we talk about sales every day. We say things like we're going to go whale hunting, or we're going to kick it out of or hit it out of the park, or that sort of thing. And some of it makes sense, but some of it's a little bit dated. Like I can't handle the hunters versus farmers analogies anymore. I just something gets to me, it gets under my skin. My least favorite, sales is like dating. I don't think sales is like dating at all, Larry. Do you know what I think sales is like? I know you know because I've told you, but
humor me. What is sales like?
Sales is like parenting.
Uh-oh.
You are always negotiating with someone and not always the most rational individual. What works for one customer often does not work for others. Yep. And some days it just feels, can I swear on the show?
Yeah, of course. It's welcome.
Some days it feels like everybody's shitting on you. So sales is like parenting. That's the new analogy that I'm going for.
Oh, I love it. And I love that you're keeping it real, LLD. Up here with LLJ, keeping it real. Now, I love your keynote talking about aspiring for authenticity in sales. What does authenticity mean to you?
Yeah. So authenticity, I mean, people use that word a lot. It gets kicked around a lot. Some people, equate it with just being yourself. But I think there's more to it than that. And so for me, the way that I define authenticity is kind of in two ways. The first way is having humble confidence in what you do. And what I mean by humble confidence is not being so overconfident that your ego gets ahead of you on things, but also not being so underconfident that you're just trying to please people and do, whatever everybody else is telling you to do. So humble confidence. And then the other thing that authentic sales means to me is strength-focused growth. So I think a lot of people sometimes use authenticity as a bit of an excuse when they see something uncomfortable coming at them and they go, well, I'm not going to do it that way, or I'm not going to try that because that's not authentic to me. And what I would say to that is that, I think to be authentic, we have to have self-awareness and we have to grow. But we probably shouldn't take a shotgun approach either. We probably shouldn't be trying to be everybody to everything to everybody. Yeah. So strength-focused growth, focusing on your strengths and trying to grow those and get business based on that. That's where authenticity lies to me.
I love it. And Lindsay, we're going to get deep right now because you and I have had some good, deep conversations about the challenges of being a professional speaker. Talk to me a little bit. I mean, it's on the top of my mind. Talk to me about your experience of being a professional speaker.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Larry. So I've mentioned before, I've had this business for probably about 3 years. And it's been a rocky road because in the speaking business, often what you need to get a keynote is video of you giving a keynote. And so you get into this kind of chicken and egg situation where you're like, oh, I don't have all of this professional speaker reel movie quality video out there. But I really want to get into the business. So, I'm still working on it. I'm taking notes from you, Larry, because, you don't have a speaker reel, but you're getting it done. You're out there, you're, using this forum, other forums to get book those gigs. So I think it's one of those things that's a bit of a struggle, but we're getting there, hopefully.
And Lindsay, I got to tell you that you're super impressive. You're up for the challenge, and you actually win the Gold Mic Award today. You didn't realize it, but you win the Gold Mic for courage, for you called it strength-focused growth. And I'm privileged to be a part of the mastermind. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell people, but we're part of the same mastermind group. Yeah. You've been such an encouragement and just an inspiration to me. So I just want you to know that. And I'm looking forward to seeing your journey take off. You don't know it, but it's about to blow up for you. I guarantee it. I want to say thank you, Michael, in from Arkansas, Lindsay Wolf from Cali, showing us some love from the West Side, Sekou up in New York City, the Big Apple. Lindsay, if you don't mind, share with our listeners, where are you coming in from?
Where am I coming in from? I am coming in from a very snowy Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So I'm a little bit further north than most of our listeners.
Oh, goodness. Did you say snow?
I said snow. There is probably about a foot on the ground out there, and it is not looking like it's going to leave.
Lindsay, I know they say sharing is caring, but ain't nobody got time for that. You keep that snow up there because I don't know if you know, I'm trying to get my master's on. I'm trying to drop some putts and hit the golf course, and snow and golf do not go well together. Now, I have another question for you. We got about 5 minutes left. Talk to me about your experience going through coaching, because I've gone through some coaches, some good, some bad. What's been your experience of having coaching to guide you and lead you along the way?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, coaching to me is critical. When I started to build my business, it was because of the encouragement of working with a coach. And we sat down and we really stripped down, the things that I was maybe good at in childhood that I hadn't brought along with me. And we also talked about what was holding me back too. So that little voice in your head that tells you don't do this, or maybe that's not quite perfect, so you shouldn't post it and things like that. Oh man, I worked through some issues with my coach. It's almost like, honestly, it's almost like therapy. People think you're going to a business coach and it's going to be all like, here's how you run your business and metrics and things like that. But oh man, it gets to your core. It gets to the core of you. Yeah.
That's amazing. To all the listeners out there, go ahead and in the chat box, any questions that you have for Lindsay, who's a mom, a wife, and the boss. Yes, I see you. She's the boss lady in the house. Any questions that you have, go ahead and put them in the chat. We've got about 3 more minutes. So let me ask you this. If there were any other aspiring sales professionals, any other aspiring speakers, what advice would you give? And I know they're both different, but what advice would you give to sales professionals that are looking to take their game to the next level? What advice would you give to speakers that are kind of on the brink? They're ready to dive in, but they're kind of afraid because they don't know if there's any water in that pool that they're diving in.
Right. Yeah. And honestly, Larry, some of the advice I would give for them, even though it's different, it would be similar. And I would say just, embrace that struggle, like lean into the fact that things are not going to be easy and it's not going to feel comfortable for a little while to start. Yep. And if you can do that, then I think you can push through it and you can grow and get past it. And the other thing I'd say too is, I don't think we give ourselves enough credit for having patience with ourselves. That's something that I'm learning now, being a new parent, or parent of two children now who are very young. And that is really, there's a lot to be said for taking the time you need and being patient with yourself sometimes.
I love it. I love it. Embrace the struggle. Be patient with yourself. That is excellent advice. Now we have a question from a user. This is an anonymous user. I love it. What's the best advice you have received in your life?
Oh gosh, the best advice I have received in my life. I think it is to take action. Have a bias for action. Say yes to the opportunities coming your way. There's always going to be an excuse and a reason to say no. And I think, the best advice that I've gotten has been along those lines, to take that action.
Wow. Go for it.
Yeah.
Like Nike said, just do it.
Yeah. Let's add some more sports analogies in here. Go for the Hail Mary.
Now you're talking my language. I'm the king of sports analogies, but I also understand my audience. So we'll keep that in the bag. I want to say thank you to Jamil from London tuning in. Any last questions that you have, go ahead and put it in the chat. I've got another question for you. And this one is near and dear because a lot of sales professionals internally, they're looking to progress their career.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to go from being an individual contributor to being a manager, being a leader within the sales org?
Yeah, that's a good one too, because there's I would say it's a misnomer out there that, the very successful sales professionals won't make good sales managers or vice versa. I don't think I believe that that's true. But I think that if you're really looking to move up in sales, I do think you have to prove yourself. You have to prove yourself on the ground floor first. And then I think, getting those opportunities where you're getting exposure to other managers, maybe not even in sales, maybe in different areas of your company, learning from them, seeing how they behave, and also building that network with them too. So growing that kind of cohort of people who know who you are, so that when the opportunity comes up, they can put your name in the hat.
I love it. I love it. Are you telling me it's not what you know, but it's who you know, or who knows you and who trusts you and who believes in you.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I like how you said it there, Larry. Who trusts you and who believes in you? Because, I don't believe it's all about just who you know. I do believe that, you got to do hard work and prove yourself to get to a certain spot. But I also believe that if you can build relationships with people, that helps you out too.
Relationships, that's what it's all about. Ivan Rojas, what book or books are you currently reading? As we wrap, Lindsay, what book do you recommend for any business or sales professional? What should they be reading?
My go-to first thing any sales professional should read, To Sell is Human by Dan Pink. That book completely changed my perspective on sales and selling.
Wow. To Sell is Human by Dan Pink.
Yep.
Go ahead and put that on your bestseller list. I love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you for the question, Ivan. Let us know what we can do to help. Any last parting shots before we wrap up on this Friday, the 13th, and get ready to hit the weekend? What do you got for us, Lindsay? Any parting shots?
I just want to say thank you to you, Larry. You've been such a big advocate of mine. Even in the short time we've known each other, I feel like I've gotten to know you so well, and you always raise other people up. And I really have a great deal of respect for that. So thank you for that, and thank you for your energy too.
Oh, wow. The pleasure is all mine. It's an honor. It's a privilege. I'm the one that's fortunate for this. And I thank you for joining as my guest on this pop-up LinkedIn Live. I want to say thank you to everyone out there on LinkedIn, on Facebook, even on YouTube. We appreciate you. We encourage you. Make it a great rest of your Friday. It's your choice. Have an awesome weekend. If you're into it, enjoy the Masters. I know I will. And we'll see you on the flip side. Thank you so much, Lindsay. We'll see y'all later. Bye.